Well, this show is all about guests, of course, and John Bertrand is our next one on the show. He is an AM, and of course his involvement with yachting and Scandia Week will be coming up next year. Here he is with Rollo.
From the upper decks of the Platinum, yes, down here at Melbourne Dock. Thank you very much, Megan, as we go to the world of sport here on Good Morning Geelong. A face that's very familiar to a lot of people, of course, all around our great nation of Australia, and certainly at Geelong Scandia Week, the patron, Mr. John Bertrand, AM. Thank you very much for joining us, John, on Geelong Newsbeat.
Great pleasure, and hello to the world.
Yes, hello to all the world out there. I was just saying to John, viewers, how are you finding, what do you think of the winds down here today?
Right now, well, it's perfect. It's perfect for the little boats, and Minister of Sport, James Merlino, he's going to have a good time. It's about 5 to 7 knots, light little zephyrs here on Docklands, but it's actually perfect for these little sport boats.
Hasn't Scandia Geelong Week grown enormously since we first began, and we're so proud of it as a major event in our city of Geelong, and great to have you aboard as patron.
Well, you should be very proud of it. It's really, it's grown enormously. It's world class now, and people talk about it, but you know, until they see it and they see the enormity of the event and the number of people attracted, you know, they're just blown away by it. And it's great credit to a lot of great organisation, and it's terrific to see the organisation become much more professional, as it has to be, and then that as a result attracts the sponsorship that, you know, makes it worthwhile to bring in their clients from all around the country. And all that means is that this is, you know, a terrific event on paper has really grown into something that's very, very substantial. So very good for the community. And of course the week starts off with the Docklands Invitational up here, and the King of Docklands, before we venture down to Geelong for the Australia Day weekend. That's right, and so, you know, I believe something like 100,000 people will be viewing the racing and on the promenade down at Geelong. I guess 400 or 500 boats. It's a big deal. It's fantastic, absolutely world class.
World class is exactly what it is as far as Geelong Scandia Week is concerned, and so is the man we've just been talking to, Mr. John Bertrand, AM, world class, champion in the world of yachting, and also a champion ambassador for our great country. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
Well, if you couldn't get enough of yachting, next up we have Kevin Bell, who is a life member of the Royal Geelong Yacht Club. Here he is again with Rollo.
Well, you've all heard of that wonderful book, The Old Man of the Sea. Well, I'm sure that the young man that's joining me here, he has seen many years of the sea. It's wonderful to have Kevin Bell, life member of the Royal Geelong Yacht Club and well-known identity around our great town. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, nice to be here.
Nice to be here, and it brings back many memories. Standing on the upper deck of a $20 million launch isn't a bad start to the day, is it?
No, it's very nice. In fact, it's the first time I've ever been on a boat like this.
Now, we wind the clock back to Kevin Bell. How long have you been involved in the world of sailing?
Just on 50 years.
Half a century on the water. When did it all start?
Well, I was about 40 at the time, so...
You're a late starter?
35 I was.
35.
Yeah, as a late starter, I was always on the water. I did a lot of water skiing and powerboat work and things like that, but got interested in sailing, and it's a bug. Once it gets you, you've got it.
And you've had many boats over the years yourself, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yes, about 5, I think.
What did you start with?
A Thunderbird.
A Thunderbird?
Yeah.
Now, who was the better sailor, you or Jeff Wood on the old Oleola?
Oh, me, obviously.
Without any question. But
yeah,
they were wonderful days in those early days of sailing.
Oh, yes. Jeff was a great sailor, great person. Lot better than me at navigation. He was a real out in the blue water sailor. Yeah.
And we've seen so many great characters around the Royal Geelong Yacht Club, and I suppose one that readily springs to my mind is the wonderful ace photographer from the Geelong Advertiser, Jeff Spedding.
Yes, I knew Jeff very well. He sailed with me a few times. He was a great chef, actually, a good cook on a boat, never got seasick, and always had a meal ready for you.
As well as a nice glass of wine.
Oh, he loved that. Yes, loved wine.
And one of his great prides, of course, was always putting together the Royal Geelong Yacht Club annual report, as I recall.
Yes, he did that. Yes, he's very good. Great photographer. Great person, still going, still there in Geelong. See him occasionally, not terribly well, but he comes down on occasions, and it's great to see him.
Some of your great achievements, some of your memories of those achievements at the Royal Geelong Yacht Club, Kevin, over the years?
Well, the first thing, I did win a Victorian Championship in the Thunderbird. That was many, many years ago, the first boat I had. I've had line honours to Tasmania a few times, about 6 I think, so I suppose they're the things that stand out in my mind. Won the aggregate a couple of times in Geelong, and still pick up a trophy now and then.
And of course, one of our great products, the Royal Geelong Yacht Club, in world class, was Brucey King.
Oh yes, Bruce was very good, still is. Sailed with him last Wednesday actually. He skippered a yacht that I happened to be on for a Wednesday night race, and he's still got that talent.
And so you've obviously still got the salty boots on too.
Ah yes, it's a bit hard to get rid of actually. It's a disease. Once you've got it, you got it.
Well, that's what John Bertram was saying. Once it's in the blood, it's there to stay.
Yes, I think it is. I think he's right about that.
Now you've seen, as a lot of people have seen, the development of Scandia Geelong Week, from what we used to know it as the Australia Day Regatta to now just a major event in Geelong, the Geelong Scandia Week. It's a great event.
It certainly is. It's amazing how it's grown. I remember I've probably done most of them in the 45 to 50 years I've been sailing. Start off in the Thunderbird. In those days we could bring the Thunderbird up to Melbourne and sail it back. Now it's a bit more restrictive with safety precautions we've got to take, but in those earlier days we didn't have to do that. It's a good idea. Now I've watched it all grow, and it's great to see it so good.
And you've also watched the Royal Geelong Yacht Club itself grow. I mean, from meagre beginnings now to an outstanding part of our waterfront.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? I suppose you get down there, or you live there.
I go for a paddle, yes. Enjoy it immensely.
No, it's beautiful now, isn't it? It's a great place to live.
And some of the memories of those Tasmanian trips, some rough times across Bass Strait.
Yes, we have had some very rough times actually, and other times it's just like this, looking at this water here. My boat now, Volante, prefers a strong wind, and of course if you get strong winds you get pretty rough seas, but we seem to go better when we've got 20 knots or so. Yes, we've had some rough trips and some good ones. Well, they're all good when you get there.
And I remember last year at Geelong Scandia Week, George Kwok came down from Hong Kong, and we spoke to him at the time, and he said, complimenting the fact that Corio Bay was one of the best amphitheatres for natural sailing that he's been in.
Yes, I agree with him, and a lot of people do. I think it was a hidden spot for a lot of years. A lot of people didn't realise how good it is. We don't get tide effect, and we get reasonably good steady winds, and it's a great place to sail.
A great place to sail, a great man of the water from our Royal Geelong Yacht Club. He's a life member. Our thanks to Kevin Bell. Enjoy the rest of the sailing season, and we look forward to Geelong Scandia Week, and it's back to Megan Holbrook.
I hope you've enjoyed all that we've brought you today. Of course, lots on yachting, which will be very exciting coming up over the summer. Now, next week, Tom King will be back with sport. He hasn't gone far away. We'll have him again for you next week. Thanks for your company. See you then.